Hello and a very warm welcome. Team ratings for the 2023 season. All 10 teams rated out of 10 for their season. We're going to go through every team and give them a rating out of 10. Bit like driver ratings. We'll go for a karma video today because it's been quite controversial, let's say. A lot of people commenting regarding Logan. It's all about opinions. People are welcome to their opinions. So let's get into it. Red Bull, 10. It's got to be 10. One of the most dominant cars ever built. They won the Constructors. They won every single race apart from one. And yeah, again, it's another rocket ship built by Adrian Newey and the Red Bull team. Yeah, Max ended up with basically the best win rate of anyone. So yeah, it's got to be 10. Very good. I mean, honestly, they were in a league of one, and obviously my most hated team, but credit where it's due, they did a better job than anyone else in the field. So yeah, a great season for Christian Horner and the Red Bull team. Ferrari, 7. Now, third in the Constructors. I was debating 6 for Ferrari, to be honest, because they should have got second easy. Red Bull were by far the quickest car, but I believe Ferrari should have been second, Mercedes third. A positive for Ferrari, they did win a race, the only team to win a race other than Red Bull. Leclerc got 6 podiums, I believe, Sainz 3, so yeah. It's one that got away for Ferrari. They should have been second. Honestly, Carlos Sainz was quite poor in the last 2 races. If he'd have just scored a couple of points, Ferrari would have easily done it. I'm quite shocked, really. It's quite disappointing that they should have been second. Ferrari, yeah. Leclerc was very angry post Abu Dhabi. And, yeah, all this work you put in, team, mechanics, flying, working, flying again, working. It's a long season for the mechanics, the crew, the drivers, everyone involved. So that, yeah, there won't be any zeros, but yeah, I feel harsh giving a 0, especially with all the effort these people have put in. Aston Martin, 8. The biggest surprises of the season, I would say. It was honestly looking like they were going to be second in the Constructors and Red Bull's closest rivals for the season. But yeah, they lost out in the development battle. But yeah, it's been a great season for Aston Martin. Honestly, really good. At the start of the season, they were reeling off podiums. Alonso stood on the podium 8 times, I think it was. Yeah, he was getting close to wins. He was challenging Max. He drove like a warrior. It's been a really good season for Aston Martin, but they did tail off at the end. You could give them 7, but yeah, I believe, yeah, it's a big shock. I mean, we did not expect this. Aston Martin were quite poor in when Vettel left, so yeah, we were thinking Alonso's going in again. He's gonna not choose the correct team, but yeah, I'm interested to see what this team can do. Really, Aston Martin, it was obviously bad for them because Alonso scored a lot of points. If Stroll scored the same, they would have easily claimed 4th or higher. Good season for Aston Martin. Mercedes, 7. Once again, Mercedes, wow, they didn't build the car. It was unpredictable, unreliable. Yeah. They overachieved, though, to get second. There's no way Mercedes had the second fastest car this season, and they've ended up finishing second in the Constructors. Kind of a miracle. Yeah, Mercedes didn't win a race. So, yeah, I think it's really good by Mercedes to end up second. The highlight of the season, really, was the pole position at Hungary. But, yeah, a very difficult season for Mercedes. We need someone to challenge Red Bull next season. We don't want another one-sided season like we've just had. So Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren need to step up. Aston. McLaren, 8. From a horseshit start where we wanted to put the car in the bin to basically being Red Bull's closest challengers at the end of the season. Fourth in the Constructors, 9 podiums as a team, huge turnaround, a really poor start. Bahrain and Saudi was embarrassing at the highest level, but they turned it round. And yeah, Zak Brown deserves a lot of credit. The problem with McLaren is they need to start the season strong, out the blocks in 24. This team should be back winning next season. I hope they're going to challenge McLaren. They need to be back winning. Alfa Romeo won. Probably the biggest disappointment of any team. Yeah, they finished 6th the season before. They brought in Seidel from McLaren. That's a huge, huge pull for Alfa Romeo to get Seidel in there. He was so good at McLaren, but it was really disappointing. They finished 9th in the Constructors. And I think these two are quite lucky to keep their drive, in fairness, because, 16 points as a team. I think they're very lucky to keep their drives. Yeah. For me, the biggest disappointment in 2023, Alfa Romeo. We jump into Alpine. They finished 6th in the Constructors, 120 points. Yeah, I would say that's where they're... No, they finished... Did I say 6th? 6th in the Constructors, 120 points. Ocon and Gasly. Gasly beat Ocon. They both got a podium each. So, yeah, I would say a standard 5 for their season. Yeah, you would expect them to end up there, maybe 5th ahead of Aston Martin, but we didn't expect Aston Martin to be as good as they was. Ocon got a podium at Monaco. Gasly got one at Zandvoort. He also ended up on the podium at the sprint in Spa. Right, who we got next? Trying to go down here. Still got my season ratings, so need to avoid that one. AlphaTauri 3. Now, it's a bit of a merry-go-round at AlphaTauri because Yuki Tsunoda really has carried the team. But then you sat Nick de Vries. You bring in Ricciardo. Ricciardo then gets injured at Zandvoort. Lawson comes in, and then Ricciardo finishes the season. It's a bit of a mess. There was no consistency because there was too many drivers changes. AlphaTauri were last for long periods in the Constructors, but they did well to kind of get to 8th, and they had a possibility at 7th. 1-1 did a great Abu Dhabi, but yeah, they'll be hoping for better next season, and they need more consistency. Changing the drivers is not good. Haas F1 won. Yes, last in the Constructors, the wooden spoon. Hulkenberg had a strong season. Kevin Magnussen lucky to keep his drive. Haas really struggled. They need a better car. Oh, fuck. We look like a bunch of wankers. I need to call Gene. Yeah, the tyre wear. Every race, they'd qualify like 8th. And then within like 10 laps, they'd be back in 16th. The tyre wear was hideous on the Haas. And unfortunately, for Haas, they've ended up last in the Constructors. Williams, 5. Again, standard 5 for Williams. They finished 7th in the Constructors. That's probably the best they could have got. Alex Albon carried the team. Logan scored 1 point. A lot of the videos recently have been, a lot of people have defended Logan, which is fair enough. But yeah, that's the best Williams can do. Alpine are on 120. Williams has scored 28. Yeah, not much to say about Williams. Standard 5, I would say. They had a good car. The team did a good job. James Vowles there now. Surely he can get Williams back to the front if anyone's going to get them. So there we have it. Team ratings for the 2023 season. We still got a couple of videos to do. Season awards. Comment down below your thoughts. Yeah, some interesting ones in there. It was difficult to mark some of the teams. I was oohing and ahhing about Ferrari and Mercedes. Adios.